Welcome, everyone, to Unintentional. I am joined by Jeff Nordgaard, UWGB basketball legend, star, Hall of Famer, whatever you call it, and good friend. And specifically for this podcast, Kon Kneuppel's uncle, who we're going to be talking about today.
All of those things are correct. All of those things
Yes.
are correct, Sam. Good work.
Yes,
Good work.
they are. So for those of you listening that didn't know, Jeff and I recorded a podcast 2 weeks ago. I didn't put it out there. I think it was like a week after I said, I'm not releasing this. It's terrible. It was my fault. I'm like, we're going to wing it. And it was right from the get-go. It was horrendous. And then you said, I'm glad because we had more stuff kind of happen. And we were like, we wanted to talk about it. So are we 20 games in? Roughly 25%.
Yep, I think so.
Of the NBA season end. So we wanted to do kind of disappointed we didn't do a preseason prediction and kind of what we thought about Kon. But we're going to do 25% now. I think we should do one at 50%, 75% of the year. Let's just do one, whatever as we go. Cause stuff's very fluid. It's moving. So let's start right now with what we have seen, what Kon 2 is currently. Like any initial thoughts, we'll get into more stats and stuff like that, but based on kind of what you thought, how the year was going to start and where we are now, what are your kind of thoughts?
Sure. Well, he has outperformed most people's expectations, I would say, by quite a bit. The discussion during the draft and coming into the NBA was, he's got a high floor. He's shown that. He's shown that he's definitely got a high floor and he can fit in with any lineup and make an impact. He's also shown that he can be the most productive player on the court when needed. And the Hornets have had a lot of injury issues with players missing games, and they're still not at full strength, certainly. But it's been fluid, kind of the rotation. But he has shown that he can be a complementary player. He can be the best player on the court, and he can do more than just knock down threes. He's been very impressive, very impressive.
So as of this recording, I think he's dipped, but he's right around 50, 40, 90, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to, okay. So he's at 47, 41, 89.8. So,
I think if you go, is the field goal, is it 2-point field goal or is it field goal overall? Because if it's 2-point field goal, he's over 50. But,
I just went regular season stats. It says 47%.
That's including 3-pointers and twos.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think he's 54 from two. I don't know how they do it exactly. Okay. I don't know if 50, 40, 90 is 2-point field goals, 3-point and free throws, or if it's overall field goal percentage, 3-pointers and free throws. That'd be a good thing to check.
So I thought 50, we're going to sound so stupid. Probably people are listening and be like, you guys are morons. I thought was 50% was your field goal, including threes.
Yep.
40 was your threes, and then 90 was your free throws.
Yep. And that might be the case. If so, he's shy on that.
Which is, it's ridiculous. Like there's not like a ton of people that do 50, 40, 90, much less a rookie, right? Like it's a special stat. He's, this is nothing new, but, high IQ. I would guess that he's probably a top 5% in the NBA high IQ guy.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't watch enough of all of the teams to know that for sure, but just our history with Kon and knowing what he is through youth, high school, college, and now it makes it easy for us to say he's that just because we know how good he is and how much he's relied on that and how important it is to the success that he's been able to attain so far and what he will going forward.
Right. Now, obviously the team's not winning. We hope that they would win some more games, but it's probably what everyone kind of expected the Hornets to be. They're just a lot of injuries.
Two-game win streak, right?
Good. It was a good win last night.
Yeah. Early in the season, I thought there were 3 or 4 games that could have gone either way, and their record could have been swapped. When they were 4-8, they could have been 8-4. Honestly, I think they're closer to a 4-8 team than they are to an 8-4 team. But if healthy, everybody and doing things the right way, they would be. They might have fallen too far back now, but they would be a play-in type, spot.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a good draft coming up. I mean, if they could somehow luck out with like a top 3, 4, 5 pick, it would be it would give him a lot of flexibility to do things. He's still on pace to destroy the 3-point record, the rookie 3-point record, right? Among other rookie records and 3-point records that we'll talk about as we go here. He is Cooper Flag. I did see at 35 last night.
Yep.
Kon's obviously in the lead. You know what? When we recorded 2 weeks ago, Cooper Flag was still the betting favorite.
Betting favorite.
Yep. I didn't even
up until 3 days ago, Kon was the clear favorite. I didn't check after Cooper had 35, but
oh crap. Yeah, let me check here.
Yeah, while you're doing that, Kon's the clear leader in performance. That doesn't mean he's the betting favorite. And as we talked about in the failed podcast that didn't see the light of day, Cooper Flag is going to be there at the end. I think it'll be those two at the end. We've seen VJ has fallen off a bit. And I don't think Harper is going to be able to show enough on that team. And Kon has been consistently great, and Cooper is going to have a lot of opportunity, and people want him to win the Rookie of the Year for the hype. And he's great, and if he wins it, it's probably deserved. But right now, Kon is the clear leader.
Yeah, I mean, Cooper Flag had built up so much credibility and so much hype, and again, warranted hype, but like it would be tough to overcome that. So Kon is the betting favorite right now at -110, Flag's at +135, and then you've got Derek Queen +1,000, VJ Edgecombe +1,800, and then Coward +2,000. Harper's not even on a blip on the radar right now.
He missed too many games not there.
Yeah,
Derek Queen is the one that got himself into the mix. And people are really talking well about him. I think he's got a chance to be number 3. I don't think he gets into the top 2. And I think he and Edgecombe are fighting for that number 3 spot. I mean, lots can change. We're only a quarter of the way in, but I think Cooper is going up, and Kon has shown that he's right there. I mean, staying consistent, not up and down and falling off a cliff, even with a bad game or two.
Yeah. This is a complete opinionated question. Obviously, most of these things that we talk about are, but do you think Kon's a top 100 player right now in the NBA?
Well, there's a lot of guys in the 60 to 150 that could claim to be in the top 100. I saw something on ESPN that he was ranked 86th or 89th. Saw some guys after him that are quite good. I saw some guys ahead of him that Kon might be better than that guy, but it's really hard to say. I mean, there's so many guys. I mean, I feel like I'm an NBA basketball fan, but I'm paying so much more close attention to non-superstars this year than I ever had before. Guys like Jaime Jaquez is having an amazing season, and that you wouldn't expect. So is Kon better than Jaime Jaquez? Probably, but I don't know. Yeah, but and I don't think Jaime's in the top 100.
No, he is.
I think. Oh, he is. Jaime's in the top 100.
I'm going off. So the Ringer is the most recent ranking. Ringer top 100.
Ringer? Was it the Ringer? Yeah. Okay, all right. Yeah, it was not ESPN. It was the Ringer. You're right. Right. And is Jaime in that one?
Yeah. So Kon's 89. Jaquez is 84.
Oh, okay. So there we go. Yeah. I mean, and so like there's so many guys like that. Yeah. I think we expect in 2 or 3 years that Kon will be clearly better if he stays on the path from what he's going. But it's going to be very hard, and we'll probably get into this a little bit later, but it's going to be very hard for Kon to improve from where he is now on the same level of improvement as guys like a Jaime Jaquez, who nobody realized that he was, he had little role in his first year or two, and then now has made himself into something quite impressive. Sometimes starter coming off the bench, other times. I don't want to just put it on Jaime Jaquez, but the point being is that there's 3rd and 4th year guys that were nowhere near as good as Kon as a rookie, that are probably better than Kon right now.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so will Kon make the improvement that they've had from rookie year to 3rd, 4th year? A little bit harder because his rookie year is probably here, and is even though I think people realize his ceiling is going to be higher than what initially was expected. We've talked about it many times. His floor is ultra high, and he's showing that.
That was, you kind of answered the question I was going to say is like, what do we expect? We could still, I guess I could still ask him. We can still answer. What do we expect Kon's? And at this point, I'll answer it. We don't know based on the first 20 games. I was going to say, what do we expect Kon's like trajectory to be? Right? Like if it is this if it is this steady of what he has done from game 0 to game 20, right? Based on what everyone kind of thought, whatever. And we will get to this in a little bit when the Curry stuff comes up. There's no ceiling. Like the ceiling's gone. If his trajectory is going to be from game 0 to 20 to after a year to 2 to 3 to 4, right? Like the assumption is that there's no way, but
there's no way. There's no way. I think a good comp is like, because many people have talked about it. Klay Thompson. Klay was 10 points a game as a rookie, maybe 14 as next year. He didn't get to over 3 made threes per game until his 4th year. Kon's at 3.5 made per game right now. That's where the debate is. If he goes on Klay's improvement level from rookie year up, then he's going to be a top 20 all time player. I don't think we think that's happening necessarily, but he's going to get better. He's going to improve. So he's not going to be a career, let's say prime of his career, an 18 and a half point a game guy. He's going to get up in the 20s because he's going to improve. It's just a matter of his floor was so high that he's right there right now, more prepared to be an NBA rather contributor and quasi star at times than most anybody that gets drafted. And a lot of times you're drafting on potential, and Kon has potential, but his NBA readiness is what is appealing right now.
Yeah, he wasn't drafted on potential. He was drafted because he was he's a safe pick.
Right.
So the podcast that was not released and things we've talked about previously, it's Klay Thompson, it's Desmond Bane, things like that. 2-part question. The second part is the Steph Curry stuff that we heard about people saying online. But before we get to that, because that's really the juicy part we want to talk about. That's the stuff that, like, what are we going to say here? What things since we recorded that was not released in the last week and a half? I think it's probably like 4. Yeah, it probably was 2 weeks. What changed in your? And you don't need to go back what you said, but I'm just curious now where you sit, where you were like, I have some other things I want to say now. What are those things that have changed in the last 2 weeks?
Right. Well, first thing is that I don't think I gave Kon enough credit back then. I'm trying to be I don't want to say voice of reason necessarily, but the anti-hyperbole Sam Grawl. All right.
Just hang on, buckle up, hang on.
And I probably said in there that some guys are better than him right now than they are, or than I thought at least. And that Kon might find his way that way eventually, but it's not there. He's better than some of those guys that I had said before. And I don't want to rename who they are or what they are, but he's shown in this 2-week period, even with a couple off games for his standard this year, that he's a high level player. And when things are going right with the ball movement and the offense for the Hornets, he's a huge part of the success for that.
It's wild. Like, you look, he's shooting 41 or whatever percent, and you and I will text each other like, got to make that. Like,
make those shots.
He's missing shots that he does not normally miss. And if he would have made those, he'd be at 45 to 50 right now.
Yeah.
Like,
and
really
and honestly,
not
Sam,
like him.
We texted a while back, like, make these open threes. And he goes, when he starts making them at the level that we know he can, he's going to be, an all-timer as far as 3-point shooting goes. And he still had, he had the 0 for 7 game. Even last night he hit that big one, but he had missed a few prior to that were open. I've come to realize that even though our expectations for Kon is to make every shot he takes, the NBA, even though the announcers, even somebody like Del Curry is ultra impressed with the rate that Kon's making it at, even for an all-time shooter like Del is. Because I think he should make every shot. Just like when I play with his dad, every time I kick it to him, I think the ball's going in. But that's just not reasonable to think that way. But you said it, when he starts hitting 80% from 3, like we know he can, then he's really going to blow up. And he did for a stretch.
Yeah, and that is the thing. Like, when the misses are more surprising than the makes, that's obviously the sign of a really good shooter. And you're right. His dad was. That's my memory of Kon 1, like at Holy Cross. It's like he would I would have loved to know. I would love to know what he shot field goal and 3-point wise at Holy Cross. It was unbelievable how well that dude shot.
Yep.
Agreed. I wish people could, and it's like, it's not relevant. I mean, it's only relevant because he's Kon's dad at this point, to other people, like to us, it's someone, that you've known forever, but you have obviously, but like, I wish people would understand how Kon one is, and then just realize how amazing of a shooter he was. And then you wouldn't be maybe so surprised at how good Kon 2 was, like that, what he looks like and what he is.
Yep.
All right, let's get into this Curry thing. So I don't know what it must have been right after a really good game, but the stat was, I think Steph Curry didn't average over 3.8 makes a game a game until like his seventh season, I think it was.
Really?
Something like that.
That long,
yeah,
really?
That's what I heard. Seventh season, and they were like, he's going to be like the comp was. He's going to be Steph Curry. He's going to beat Steph Curry's record. Right. All that. Now, one caveat is the offense. NBA has changed. I get it. You're going to be
right. So, Kon is in the NBA that Steph created. Steph wasn't in the NBA in today's time because he created it. What we see today is because of Steph. And so his first 5-6 years, they didn't get to the opportunities of him jacking, 12, 15 threes a game and get to what he was, later. So that allows Kon to be on a path to beat him or pass him in that sense. But I'll let you finish before I make my comments.
Well, we're going to have a bunch of stuff. Like, I want to first off say, this is not my expectation. Like, I'm not sitting here saying I expect that Kon is going to be better than Steph Curry. He's going to be better. You know what I mean? I'm going to ask this question. Is that an overreaction? Based on what we've seen, is it an overreaction?
Yes, it's an overreaction.
You think so?
Top 10 player of all time, potentially, Steph could be. Okay, we can say it might not be an overreaction to say Kon could pass him in career threes made because of the jump start that he has over Steph. But I don't ever expect that Kon's prime will be like Steph's prime because he was an alien for a while. Steph was. Now, granted, Steph and Kon have something in common in that when you look at them, they don't look like superstar NBA athletes, right? I mean, so it isn't necessarily high-level athleticism, length, or quickness that is getting them to their successes on the court. Steph is ridiculous with the ball. Some people don't understand that because they're so focused on how good he is as a shooter, and rightfully so. But his ball handling is top 5 in the NBA during his time in the NBA. I don't think Kon's going to be in that bracket as far as that that part of it goes. But the 3-pointers made, yes. I just felt like people needed to pump the brakes because we didn't need to put added pressure, unneeded pressure on a rookie that hadn't played 20 games yet. And now comparing him to Steph. No, I mean, it's already I don't want to say a stretch, but is already pushing to get to Clay, who's going to be a Hall of Famer, 5-6-time All-Star, whatever he is. But I know you have more to say about this.
Well, it's not, I want to have this a free, I sent you an agenda on it. Sorry, I got to plug my computer in here. I sent you the vague agenda because I wanted to just we've never had this dialogue yet. We have not. So like a lot of stuff we've talked about at basketball or, over text or whatever. We have not talked about this. What was Steph Curry's, again, and you're right. That's why I said this. My expectation is not that this is what Kon's going to become. Also, I know Kon hears this stuff, but Kon doesn't give it. Kon doesn't care. Like, I don't think he really cares. Like, I don't think Kon's going to bed at night going, oh, I got to be better than Steph Curry now. Everyone wants me to be better than Steph Curry. Kon doesn't care about that. Kon's going to be the best Kon that he can be, and he will be. Like, that's just who he is. What was Steph Curry's comp when he was in 2009 when he was drafted? It wasn't what he became.
Greg Hodges? I don't know. I mean, it wasn't what he became. You're right.
I mean, he was the 7th pick overall. If
right.
he was,
So
if
higher
everyone
than
knew
Craig
that,
Hodges, it's higher than Craig Hodges, certainly.
if we knew that, Curry would have been the number 1 pick or number 2, whatever it was.
Right. Well, the Timberwolves picked 2 point guards ahead of him in that draft.
Right. So that's like that's my kind of like the thing of is like, we don't know what this is going to end up looking like, right? Like if I told you or told anyone in 2009 that Steph Curry is going to be better than Reggie Miller, would everyone have lost their minds? Because I think the answer probably is yes. They'd have been like, there's no way he's going to be Reggie Miller. Not a chance in hell. One of the best shooters ever? No way. Correct? Fair?
So if you say like when he was drafted number 7, you could say, all right, this is seventh pick in the draft. I think that's probably higher than Reggie Miller was. So you could say, all right, this guy, the expectation is you want him to be that. Now, granted, performance gets you to a point, and that's why Kon was the 4th pick in the draft, and which is better than Steph. So should he be better? Not necessarily.
No,
Steph, right. But yeah, you're right. That people would have laughed at you if they said, "All right, Steph's going to be a better shooter than Reggie when he came in." You're right.
Yeah, like what? At what point? And I don't know the answer to this. This is just kind of how I'm going. At what point in Steph Curry's career was it year 5? Probably after year 7. If he really wasn't, if it took that long before he made 3.8 a game, did someone say, "Oh wow, this guy might be better than this guy might be the best shooter ever"? This might be I think Reggie Miller's considered the second best, one of the top 5 shooters of all time, right? Him, Steph, Ray Allen.
Second best. I'd put Ray Allen ahead of him, Clay ahead of him. But yeah.
Oh, okay. So but at like what point did we get to where someone realistic, it was like, and I shouldn't say realistically, because this is maybe not a realistic talk, but like where it was Steph Curry might be better shooter than Reggie Miller. It wasn't 20 games in. You can bet your ass that, correct?
For sure not. Yeah. No.
So,
yeah.
That's my point on all of this.
It is. That's fair. And again, the other part of it is, I don't think Steph was drafted on, athletic potential like Kon. Now, I think they figured, all right, he's going to mature and get bigger and all that because he was still slight in college. But yeah, I mean, you make a reasonable argument, Sam, that if you look back at it like that, I mean, those of us that are sitting here now, we look at what players have accomplished, and then you compare them, and you're like, come on, man, don't do that to somebody. But nobody was making those comparisons of Steph to any of those guys, any of those superstar shooters at that point, I don't think. And when did it take place? And Kon has certainly had a much better start to his career than Steph, as far as rookie goes.
And here's the thing, like I didn't put this in the agenda, I just had this written down, but like, and I know this is positionally not the same thing, but like if Cooper Flagg was doing something equivalent to this, it wouldn't be an exaggeration. Everyone would be like, well, this is Cooper Flagg. This is what it's supposed to be. If Wemby was doing it, and Wemby is doing it basically, everyone's like, this is what it is, right? Yeah. I have this thought that it's a large reason is because this package that Kon is displayed as, right?
Right.
Like what we see Kon as, this white kid from Wisconsin, whatever, like this is not how it's supposed to be. And if this package looked a little bit different to what the all-time greats maybe look like, this conversation would be different. That's why when I ask, like, is it an overreaction? I don't think it's an overreaction. Like I've said earlier, my ceiling, I'm done. I'm done with the ceiling. Like I think we did talk. Maybe I texted you this. Someone jokingly asked me a couple weeks ago, who knows I like, obviously, that we talk about Kon and stuff. He said, well, is Kon a Hall of Famer? And kind of laughed. And I said, seems to be the path that we're on, isn't it? And it's true. Like, that's not hyperbole. That's just like, that's this path.
The path that we're on, yes. First off, I want to come back to some of the stuff you said there, but okay. So the path we're on, yes. But Tyreke Evans was Rookie of the Year, and Michael Carter-Williams was Rookie of the Year.
Well, Jesus, come on.
Okay, so all I'm trying to say is that people can have great starts to their career and not become Hall of Famers. All right.
Agreed. Totally agree.
So that's why I try to say pump the brakes, because Lynn's sanity was wild for a while and then it wasn't, and I'm not trying to compare Kon to Tyreke Evans or Lynn, Jeremy Lin or Michael Carter-Williams. I think he's got a higher ceiling than those guys, certainly, just based on his performance and what I know of him and all that. But the way you said it before, if Cooper Flagg was breaking these all-time records and They're saying, you know, this guy's on a path to be ahead of Dirk Nowitzki. Or, I mean, I don't even know what position he is. I don't know how to compare Cooper Flagg to somebody because I'm not sure what position he is. But let's just say Dirk, just because it's a forward that played for the Mavs. People will be like, all right, yeah, he's on that path. I see it. And he's actually probably starting his career quite a bit better than Dirk as well. But because he was displayed and packaged, like you said, as this generational talent, it's not people won't argue against you on it. But with Kon, and I don't think it's necessarily as much a white guy from Wisconsin thing, because Cooper's a white guy from Maine. But in general, it's just the way he looks as a player, not high flying, not extra long. His body doesn't look like your prototypical NBA basketball player, you know, black, white, or other. But we know what he's been able to do and he's, again, sneaky athletic. You know, he's much more athletic than people give him credit for. But I get you. That's probably the best argument I've ever heard you make. You make a lot of them, and that's probably the best one. Packaged. If as you said, Wemby, who is doing it, if he went off on Hakeem Olajuwon numbers, he'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. He's a generational talent. Cooper Flagg, generational talent. Kon isn't seen that way, but doesn't mean that he can't, you know, get to those levels. I get it. Yeah, I'm just trying to be the uncle that is not trying to overhype him, trying to support him, and not try to let people put undue pressure on him. You know what I mean?
All right. So, and I'm the family friend that
overhypes him.
Is not even not, but it's not overhyped. It's not overhyped.
Right. I know. It is how you feel. It is how you feel.
This whole expectation thing is the bottom line. Is the key to all this. Like I was the one that was on Duke podcasts talking to Duke people and being like, hey guys, he's probably going to start. He's going to play top 2 or 3 minutes. He's going to be playing in the game, like the most important games at close times. And everyone was like, he might redshirt. He probably won't even, he'll transfer after 1 year. And it's like, because this expectation, and this goes back to what I've talked about on this podcast multiple times. He was the leading scorer at EYBL, but it didn't seem to resonate because, again, this is how he's packaged. You can sit there and say, like, yes, he's a white guy from Wisconsin. Cooper's a white guy from Maine. Cooper is a highly athletic white guy from Maine.
Right.
It's mainly the athleticism.
All I'm trying to say is it wasn't just the whiteness.
I agree. I know. I agree.
But it's more about the length, the athleticism, the motor, and all of that that goes with Cooper. And Kon is undersold on that stuff.
Yeah. So it goes based on this expectation thing. And at some point I have to believe it's going to correct with most. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've seen enough at this point, right? Like I saw him do it at Duke. I know how he is. I've seen, and even I will say this, like, I didn't expect this. I didn't expect this 20 games in to see where he was. Right. But I'm not surprised because he's just like this unique individual that is high IQ, so hardworking. You can trust him in any kind of position. He can shoot, he can pass, like he rebounds, like he does all these things. You never have to worry about him. Like if you take like on the court, off the court stuff, like if you were a GM going into this draft, it would have been like, I don't have to worry about him. I'm never going to have to worry about him getting in trouble. I don't have to worry about anything. He's not out. Basketball is his life 100%. Right. And so just to quickly, so that's my expectation. Like, I think the whole thing is like the expectation is people just don't, it's so foreign to them what this looks like. Like, you know what I mean? And that's why, like, I've seen him for years play, so I understand it. I'm not totally surprised. To go back to the Hall of Fame thing, I was telling Caden about it one night, and I thought he was going to do the same thing that you did. Like, okay, pump your brakes, calm down, Hall of Fame, blah, blah, blah. And he says, and then this is not where it's going. I'm just saying, this is what he says. He goes, well, Dad, if this is the path he's on, then his career is essentially Michael Jordan or LeBron James. And I'm like, fair point. It's not like, did anyone have like 20 years? It is an all-time rookie season. 20 games in. Sorry, I said 20 years. 20 games in. This is an all-time rookie 20 games, correct?
If you're looking at
just that clip 20 games, your first 20 games. Is there anyone that's had a better 20 games in the NBA? Their first 20 games.
First 20 games? Yeah, I don't know.
And so I'm not saying he's going to be LeBron or Michael Jordan or anything like that. I'm not saying that. The point was
the efficiency numbers, probably not. But I mean, I think others have had a bigger impact. I mean, David Robinson, maybe the stats weren't showing it, but but didn't he turn him around after he first came? So the point I'm saying is like the wins aren't showing, but the efficiency numbers and that kind of thing, not many compare. You're right.
I think that the expectations, and so I went back. We talked about this in the podcast, and I went back and looked because we didn't release it. Sam Vecini in May said on a podcast, real limitations, one of the 25 worst athletes in the NBA. That's what was said. Now, to be fair, he did say he was the best shooter in the draft, but it was not a high praise by any means, right? And I listened to it when I listened it back, and this is, I think the whole thing is everyone is putting a ceiling, and we all did it, right? High floor, but his ceiling's not that high. And I said it earlier, my ceiling, the ceiling to me shit is gone. Like I don't know where this could go. I really don't, because I know that he works his ass off. And I asked before, what's his trajectory look like? Like, I mean, it's not, if it shoots through, it shoots. Like it is an all timer. I think he is. This is not hyperbole. I think he is going to be a multi-time All-Star. I am not going to be surprised if he is in the Hall of Fame. And I'm not surprised if we're looking at something even more than that. Like, I just am not. Like, he is, and I know other people who know me are going to go, oh, Sam Kon loves Kon so much. Like, I get it. But what we're seeing is special, man. Like, this is a unique, special kid. Like, you watch Twitter, listen to Twitter, like, the way he talks, he is so mature for a 20-year-old. I have a 21-year-old. I have almost a 22 and almost a 21. You've got a 22-year-old and another that's going to, like, is 20 or 21. Like,
20, yeah.
They're not even close to talking like Kon. No. It is so far away.
Right.
And I know talking is different than playing, but
right.
My point is, I don't have a ceiling anymore. I'm done with the ceiling.
So it just shows him that nothing's too big for him, meaning like he's prepared for all that comes with this. So a few things on that to respond a little bit.
Yep, for sure.
So one thing, so you talked about your Duke podcast and all that kind of stuff. I think you and I have talked about, had Cooper not gotten hurt in the ACC tournament, we wouldn't not have seen Kon show that he could be the number one. And then the Hornets also had guys injured, and Kon showed that he could be the number one. All right. Kon is clearly an excellent complementary player, teammate that can fit in any lineup. He makes his teammates better. He's has gravity towards him because of the shooting, so it opens up opportunities for others. So he is always going to be a valued player for teams. This roster, as it is right now, if it is there in the same in 2 years, so the 27-28 season, who's the first, second, and third best player on the team?
This team, how it is constructed right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the injuries depend on it, right? Like, I mean,
right.
LaMelo's
if they're healthy. So right now, you wouldn't say that most teams would not take Kon over Melo or Miller, right?
I think teams would take him over Brandon Miller. Yes.
You think they would take him over Brandon Miller?
And honestly, and I'm sorry, LaMelo, if I ever get to meet you when I get out to Charlotte for a game. Honestly, I think GMs may think to themselves that they could win more with Kon because Kon fits anything. You can put him in any roster.
I agree.
And he's
that's
fine.
Why I said that.
Yeah, but LaMelo is a specific thing. Like, he is who he is. You got to kind of work around him. Kon, you're just like, whatever, pop him in wherever you need to go.
What if they get Boozer next year?
I think Boozer's more along the lines of he can kind of fit too. Like, he kind of is an unselfish
the only point I'm trying to make is that you're have him on a path to the Hall of Fame, and before they haven't even made the playoffs or not.
Correct.
No playoff in the future, and teams that don't make the playoffs, they barely get Hall of Famers. And so and our teams would argue, or some people would argue, that he's not top two player on the team currently. And if Boozer gets added, he's not, Boozer might be, rated ahead of him.
Sure.
His performance has shown that he's ready for the stage. He's big time, and he would fit in any team. But I'm just trying to play a little bit of the devil's advocate, because that there's other variables at play that will affect how he's looked at historically. Again, we're talking 20 games in. We're talking what things
Right,
will
I know.
affect how he's looked at historically.
I know, but that's why this is fun. I will say this. I guess part of me, what I say when I say there's no ceiling and I can see him being what he is I think that at some point a GM will be smart enough to run the offense for the most, at least half a game through Kon. Like the Hornets should be running 8 minutes a game at least of all Kon runs the whole thing. And I think once that happens, that's where he's even going to, because we've seen it, right? Like, and we've seen it. That's the thing. You at this point, you can't have well, I didn't know Kon could do this. Oh, we know full well now. We're fully aware. Right. We saw it, like you said, when Flag was out, we saw it in the ACC tournament, and now we have seen it with these injuries that their Hornets have had. At some point, some coach and GM has to be like, he's running our team, and we're going to build around him. Like that's just, and that's why I hope at some point that will happen because someone's smart enough to make it happen.
Sure. Yep. And it might. I think he's shown that the efficiency levels he does when they do run through him are great. I am also concerned with the lineups that Charlotte puts out there that the ball doesn't find him as much as it should for both his success and their team's success. And I mean, I don't want to throw too many people under the bus, but we've talked about it before that it's just, not only, are some guys, looking to score, looking for theirs, but they're healthier now. Kon, made his name with two of their top players out. And Kon showed, like he did when Cooper Flag was out at Duke, that he can be a number one. I know Bridges is their leading scorer, but he showed he could be the number one. And now he's, 2, 3, 4, whatever it might be, depending on who you got in there. And if you got Mann and Sexton in there with some guys, then then it's even different.
Right. And we're not sitting here saying like, by no means is Kon perfect. He makes mistakes. He has turnovers. He's got his bad shooting nights. Like it's not like he is. Got to run him. Got to run point, kick off. Trade LaMelo, trade Brandon Miller, trade everyone. Just start off fresh with Kon. Like I'm not. He obviously will learn as he continues to play and things like that. But like it looks like you just understand. Like again, it's always a trust thing with me. Like you can trust him with the ball. You can trust him to make the right decision. Usually, when he shoots it, it's the right shot. Like it just, I don't know. It's a lot more fun to watch, but that's probably because we know him. Like it's more fun to watch instead of standing in the corner and never getting the ball. Right. So I get it. I've always said this, like this is always a biased podcast because it's Kon and we like seeing him shoot instead of standing in the corner. But the other thing I wanted to say is I think a part of the reason I didn't put this on the agenda. Part of the reason I think I apparently I don't have a problem with this, but you're closer to the situation than I am. You're the uncle, right? So it's your nephew. I think there is part of you that can't process the fact that maybe Kon might be an all-time NBA player. And you don't want to say it. Like, cause I like in this, I shouldn't say can't process. I don't think that Steph Curry's parents were like, when he was drafted as like a rookie, going to be an all-timer. As much as you believe in, you know what I mean? Like it's weird. Right. It's weird.
Not many people do. Cause it's really,
correct.
really
correct.
Hard.
Right. So that's my point. Like, it's weird for you to sit here and be like, to talk and say that your nephew might be an all-time NBA player.
Right.
I think it's weird. It's weird that it's weird that this podcast is happening to me. Like I still get weird about looking at the Hornets. I'm like, how the hell do I know this kid? Like this is so strange to me.
I'm not averse to letting it sink in that could eventually happen. I'm just trying not to like, I don't want the Sam Grell hype train to just push everything off the tracks. It's
not going to. It's not. It's not. That's why I'm not worried about saying this stuff. Kon doesn't care. Kon does not care what I have to say. Kon does not. Kon does not listen. Kon's not going to listen to this.
Well, I get what you're saying that maybe those close don't necessarily see it. And those fanboys like you see it, but
it's not. I'm joking. Not. I know. No. It's not see it. It feels weird. Yeah. It's got to feel weird. Like I don't know. Like even Sherry said it right when Sherry said that her and Kon would look at each other like, oh my God, our son plays for Duke. Like what
Right.
the hell's going on here?
Yeah,
This is a whole
there's been a lot of pinch me moments in the last 16 months or whatever
correct.
for the Knueppel family. Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
And now it's every day, every game, it's a new one.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
so I think it's really weird I can come off as the moronic, whatever family friend that talks how, whatever, like you guys as family members come, oh, of course, it's family arrogant. This arrogant family thinks he's going to be this all timer. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just weird. It's really strange. It's exciting as hell, but it's gotta be, I cannot even imagine, right? I cannot imagine watching the TV and seeing my own kid playing in an NBA game and playing well, and then having people talk about him like he might be the next Steph Curry.
Right.
That's wild.
Right. Yeah. And it's for us, and I think it is for you too, for the most part, it's must see TV. Also, the other night I had some friends saying, "Hey, we're getting together at 6. You coming down?" I'm like, well, Kon plays at 6:30. He's like, they play 82 games. I'm like, I like you guys, but I'd rather watch him. And then like I enjoy it so much watching him play and to follow along to see the progression as he continues to succeed. Especially, again, he had that bad shooting performance, and then how does he bounce back? And then last night he hits that 3 to send it to overtime, and then they get a win, and he ends up with 20 points, and so he can bounce back because there's I'm sure as much as he's shining and up here, there's still fear about a drop off, to the mean of some sort. And because, as you've talked about, and we've said a little bit, because he does so much else to help the team, even if his points drop off a little bit, his value is huge. And his points are probably going to drop off a little bit now that everybody's healthy. Or, I mean, not everybody's healthy, but everybody's, less minutes, fewer minutes, I should say, for Kon.
I wonder, I thought about that, about like because someone said, oh, did Kon hit a rookie wall because he had 2 rough games in a row? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I think about a drop off and I'm like, I don't know where the drop off, like this kid's 20, he's 8+ years away from his prime. I don't like, there are guys that we've seen in the league, and not to say that this can't happen to him, right? There's guys you have 2 good years and then you're out of the league. Like, you're just not any good. You know what I mean? You and I both know that's not happening with Kon. Like, it's just not going to. Like, that is 100% guarantee he's not going to regress. I just don't think he is. Like, I think that the one thing that you can bank on is he is going to continue to get better year after year after year. Right. And if that's why I think to myself, like, if that happens with where he is now 20 games in, that's why I don't have a ceiling anymore. Like, that's the one thing I believe in more than anything, is that every year he gets better. He has since, I don't know what, 6th grade, right? Like, since he picked up a basketball, he's gotten better and it's like, I remember how good he was junior year, and even senior year, he shot worse from 3. But when you watched him play, you're like, oh my God, this kid's gotten even better, and he shot worse. Like, he's going to get better. Like, we're 8 years from, like, I don't even want to know what this podcast looks like in 8 years. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see where he is at in 8 years. Like, I'm just not worried about him dropping. There's not going to be a drop off. There's not. I'm confident that there's not going to be a drop off. If it is, it's 2 games like we just saw. That's it. It's not a year. It's not going to be like Kon shooting 20% from 3. Can't play him. Not on the court. It's averaging 15 minutes a game. I don't know what happened. It's not happening. Right. Correct? Agreed?
Yeah. Well, hopefully he doesn't have the Dante DiVincenzo, who was like top 3 in the NBA shooting threes when he was with the Knicks, and then he gets traded to the T-Wolves, who I follow closely because of my Minnesota background. And and I keep telling my buddies, no, he's a really good 3-point shooter. Like, hasn't shown it yet in year and a quarter of seasons. So yeah, but again, Dante's athletic and all that, but he is currently more of a 3-point shooter only. Kon is currently not that. I mean, even though he's known as that because of his numbers that he's put up. If you watch him, he attacks. He has way more 2-point shots than most people understand that he does. That mid range is great, and he gets to the hole a bunch too.
I'm anxious. Do you read? I know you listen to Simmons, but do you read shit on the Ringers site and stuff too? Do you know that he does like a trade value column?
I mean, I know Bill Simmons does the you're talking about the trade You're talking about
Yeah.
who the value of the trade?
He ranks guys who are the trade. Yeah, I'm curious and anxious to see where he puts Kon in the trade value.
Yeah,
Like,
that'd be interesting.
or if he's, you know what I mean? Like it's because it's more than just how you play; it's your salary and expectations and all.
Yeah, I would like to see where he ranks with the guys that we talked about with LaMelo and Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges for that matter. You know, they're kind of their top players on that team along with Kon. I wonder what Simmons thinks. I mean, you know, Simmons like you. He's a Kon fan.
Yeah, he's way behind. We've been on the bandwagon forever. Like this is Simmons just finally joined it. It's so funny to me. Like I would never expect anyone like Bill Simmons or any of the media people to like, and I've said this before, like to listen to this podcast, right? Even though I've had Kon on twice or three times, I guess. And if you just search stuff, you could find, like, if you really want to know about Kon, you can watch 3 podcasts with him on with me. Like, you would understand, like, this isn't shocking to people, like how we were talking, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, you would know, you know, even like Siebert and I, when we did the Holy Cross recap, we talk about him. And it's like, so this wouldn't have come out of nowhere, but I'm not expecting Bill Simmons to be like, oh, let me watch this random guy podcast from Wisconsin about Kon and whatever. Okay. So, before we get into some Wisconsin college guys, we'll end this Kon stuff. I mean, it's a really tough question given what we've all just talked about. But like, how do you see? Any thoughts on how you think how you see the rest of the season going?
Yeah, you know, my hope is that he has ingratiated himself with his teammates because of his unselfishness and his efficiency, and he becomes even more a part of the offense, and in clutch time and whatnot, and we see that rise, because I think the more he's involved, the more success the team will have, especially when they have, you know, a full roster of healthy players. Because as much as it's kind of tough sometimes to watch a different style of basketball than what we're used to watching and what we see from Kon most of the time, there's some talented players on that team, some really talented players. So if they can figure out a way to put it together, you know, they can be fun to watch. That said, they could also tank and try to get a lottery pick and blow things up. You know, it's going to be interesting. I find myself like cheering for victory for the Hornets.
Yep.
But seldom mad when they lose.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because most of the times Kon has performed well.
Yep.
And I try to balance, all right, how's Kon going to take the losing with, okay, if the Hornets have a lottery pick, maybe they're going to be, you know, really good in 2 years, you know, or something like that. So there's a lot of that. I want them to win every game.
Right. Yep.
Obviously they're not. But I don't anguish over the losses like I did with Duke. You know, they didn't have a whole lot of them, but that was rough following them when they would lose. But it's different. It's a different story with obviously with college, especially when you're one and done. But how that team didn't win the championship is ridiculous. Had they known what they know now about Kon, they should have gone through him far more.
I'm so pissed at that. I think I asked Jameson the other day. I'm like, have you watched that Houston game? Nope, not watched. I'm like, I haven't either. I'm not touching it. I still cannot believe they did not win the championship. It's wild. It's wild to me. And not because they didn't run it through Kon, just because of.
I know they have the 2 best rookies in the NBA.
Yep.
They have Sion, who started 10 games this year, and they have 2 other draft picks that are well, Proctor is contributing a little bit.
Proctor's playing well. He's he's rated the best rookie defender he is in the league.
Yeah, I think he's like 7th, 8th man, or maybe 8th, 9th. But Malowicz is not seeing the floor a whole lot, I don't think.
Right.
That's what I've seen. But regardless, that roster, now watch, they'll go and win it this year without him.
They're good. They're good. Boozer's incredible.
Yeah, he is.
Boozer is incredible. Yeah, I don't know. Like it would be weird to go back to your tanking thing. It would be weird to see Kon on a team that is tanking. Like Kon doesn't like to lose. Like Kon doesn't like to lose. Like he's going to lose more games. How many losses? He might already have it. He might have already lost more games than he has in his entire basketball. Well, he lost, I think, decent one.
They lost the games at Wisconsin Lutheran. Yeah.
Yeah, but they lost twice a year, three times a year to Pewaukee.
When they were younger, anyway, whatever.
Yeah. You get my point. You get the point. Mm-hmm. He's losing more games this year than he has in his private basketball life. Doesn't sit well with him, I know. So, All right, we're at 50 minutes. I'm not going to make this go much longer, so we're going to tease the next podcast for one.
All right.
I want you to think about this. We will talk briefly real quick about college guys, but I thought about this today because we're rounding into class of 21 if they redshirted, and then class of 22 from Wisconsin. Guys that are graduating college, that are done with their eligibility, they're finishing up college basketball playing career, right? So we've got, if we go back a few more years before that, we've got Halliburton in the NBA, we've got Hero in the NBA, we've got Podzemski in the NBA, we've got Jalen Johnson in the NBA. Am I forgetting anyone? I don't know. Now we've got Kon, obviously. So my question to you, not right now, I'll let you think about it. We'll talk about it next time we do a podcast, and we'll have more. We're going to do a podcast about more college guys, and then I want to do more high school basketball stuff too. Do we see any of those guys, or what guys from those classes, 21, 22, and then even 23, 24, which guys of those, do we have any guys that can make the league? Do we have any more Wisconsin guys that are going to be in the NBA? So if you want, you can tell me right now if you've got a few in mind. Like, I mean, Amari
Allen, I think Amari Allen's an NBA player. I think there's a bunch of studs in the 2024 class that are going to play professional basketball. I don't know if they'll be NBA guys. And those are guys like Jaquan Johnson at Bradley is their leading scorer. He's their best player. Nola Minasale is the leading scorer, most assists, best top rebounder at St. Thomas, and Nick Janowski is their second best player. They're having wonderful seasons. I don't know that they're NBA players though. I think Amari is a better NBA talent than those all three of those guys. I'm trying to think of who else might be out there. I know Amari McCautry is having a nice season at St. Louis. Will Hornseth's playing well at Northern Iowa. But they've got a long ways to go to be NBA, prospects, let's say.
Yeah. That's why I said we'll think about. We can talk about it more in depth. Yep. Like I think Milan to me is an NBA guy.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, he's one that's in the mix of talking about it. Yeah,
I mean, if he's going to shoot 45 to 50% from three at 6'9", like whatever.
Yep.
All right, let's finish on high school basketball. Did you see anything over the weekend at all? Did Western Bureau have a game or no?
No, they're still off because of football.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I think the football players get a week off before they practice.
Yeah. This will be for everyone who's asking me if I'm going to have a FEA podcast. It's touch and go at this point. It is what it is. I will just say this. I did get to see Appleton North on Friday. They played Winneconne. There was not a lot of defense being played. Appleton North should go undefeated in the FEA.
They won't.
They will not. And I'm sure Kel will listen to this and hear it. Like, they won't. But
nobody goes undefeated. Nobody goes undefeated in the FEA.
No.
But this is that year that they've been looking at since those kids were sixth graders.
Yeah.
Like, all right, these guys are finally seniors. If they don't get it done this year, then that'll be a disappointment because they're I think the clear favorites, even though the best player in the conference is on Kakana, Andrew Jensen.
Yep.
Like clearly best player by a long ways. I'm trying to.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. I mean.
Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to think of like. Yeah, I mean, North has got Ramus and Hardy, who are they're all they're
D2 level players kids. Or whatever.
Yep.
Jensen has chance to be an NBA prospect potentially if he improves.
He's just size,
long, can shoot it now, bouncy, skilled with the ball. I think he's again the best prospect. Let's just say the best prospect in the FEA by far. There are other kids can be better, can be really good high school players without being, ultra prospects.
Yeah. So, yeah, Appleton North. I mean, I thought about it. I know it's only like technically 4 years, but this is probably the most talent a team in the FEA has had since Kimberly of 22 and Nina of 22.
Yeah.
So
Nina, that was ice.
Kimberly,
ice with the three in the baseline.
Chevy. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, let's talk about that. I'm sure Jameson will really enjoy that comment. But those two teams were stacked. Like we were two of the best teams in the state.
Right.
North just has
Kimberly,
so much.
Kimberly the year before was more stacked probably when Pav was a junior.
But the year before you had Gingers, who's playing D3, wasn't playing. Seth Myron was his D3, wasn't playing on that team. Jameson and AJ, now say what they are. They weren't playing because it was senior heavy, right? It was Lucky playing all the seniors.
Well, they had.
I know they had Asman.
Asman, Dudek.
So you lose. It's Asman and Dudek basically. Versus, well, it's a debate. I guess it's a different team. Like it's a different construction for sure. Your size over shooting.
Dudek's better than all those guys that you named from the 22 team.
But correct. Back then, Dudek's gotten so much better since after high school.
Right. Good point. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So yeah, North is just going to be so hard. They have so much shooting. They have 4 guys that can shoot the 3. I don't know how anyone's going to play a zone on them.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's my power rankings. Appleton North is number 1.
That's it. That's all you got.
That's the bottom teams will be the bottom teams, I think. And it's going to be very similar. I think to. It's always a grind. It's always a grind. Is West Appear going to be any good?
Yeah, they'll be good. Moved up to the FRCC though, so it'll be.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Battle every night for the most part, which hasn't had to been the case in the Bay when you have more or less 8 wins locked in before the season starts. Lost Treff to transfer, but they have a good group of juniors. Football took a bunch of them though. There's some kids that were really good that aren't playing, but they'll be top 5 in the FRCC. I think Bayport will be the best team in the FRCC. De Pere will be right there because they always are. Talent-wise, Bayport has the most. West Pier's up there, top 5.
Did Bayport? How many football kids does Bayport have playing?
Yeah, that's a good question. Typically, they have a bunch.
Because they played after Appleton North. I watched them.
Oh yeah.
And I will
they didn't look so great.
I will say that you could tell it was their first game.
Yeah. So they probably have a handful of kids that haven't practiced yet because of football. But they have a couple transfers that came in that are should help them be at the top of the FRCC. We'll see.
Yeah, we were sitting there. Craig and I went, and I'm like, I'm surprised there's not like more like players or coaches here, right? It's Friday, Thanksgiving weekend. Where the FEA coaches scouting Appleton North.
This is down in Oshkosh or where?
Yeah. And I said to Craig, I go, I bet you Winchester will be here. Winchester's at every game, and it's like the second half, whatever. And all of a sudden, Craig nudges me and points, and here comes Winchester up the stairs.
Yep.
So
he's a junkie.
Awesome. He's awesome. Yep. I love him. So I said hi to him.
And his team will be right there. I mean,
oh, for sure. Yeah.
They might win it again.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll come back. Let's do something in 2 or 3 weeks if we can. More college heavy and college kids from Wisconsin high schools and stuff like that. And then obviously we'll do Kon again towards, I guess, end of January, February's All-Star break.
So mid-February is All-Star break, but we can a little bit before that, whatever. But
yeah, sounds good. Thanks everyone for listening. Appreciate it. This has been the Unintentional.